All right. First order of business tonight is a public hearing for 573 Route 17M. And before I go through my spiel, is anyone here that wants to speak about 573?
I'll make a motion first to open
Yes, yes.
open the session, public hearing
I'll second that.
for 573 17M.
All in favor?
Proposed office space.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before we get started, Terry, can you confirm receipt of proof of mailing and publication?
Yes.
Thank you.
The original ones? I mean, if you'd like to give me sure. Put them in the file. Thank you.
I don't think everybody's here. No. Paul will run and get it if we need it.
I've been working
Oh, we need it for the other
for
stuff.
the meeting.
Give your approval. Okay.
Am I ready?
Yep, you can read it in.
Village of Monroe Planning Board Notice of Public Hearing. Please take notice that the Village Planning Board of the Village of Monroe will hold a public hearing at the Village Hall, 7 Stage Road, Monroe, New York, 10950, on October 28th, 2025, at 7 p.m., or as soon thereafter as possible, on the site plan application of 573 Route 17M LLC for the demolition of the existing veterinary office and kennel and for the construction of a two-story, 19,789 square foot office building and related site improvements located at 573 Route 17M, Monroe, New York, SBL 220-5-19. A copy of the application is available for review in the Building Planning Department located at 7 State Road, Monroe, New York, 10950, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. by order of the Planning Board of the Village of Monroe, Jeff Boucher, Chairman.
Okay. Now I'll make my spiel. Is anyone here for the public meeting for 573 Route 17 to make comment from the public? So let the record reflect no one is here, so I don't have to go through the rest of that piece. Okay.
No written comment, Terry?
No.
Thank you.
All right, so then, since no one's here,
Mr. Chairman, before you close the public hearing, it's come to my attention and Dave's attention, with the addition of the 2 fire hydrants, that will now require the approval of the Department of Health. They were not listed as a interested or involved agency when we did our seeker circulation because we didn't think that it was, we did not.
we thought the one was moving.
Right, we
Would that
did
have
not
been-
think, but the Department of Health is going to treat it as
As
a
a new
water
one.
main extension.
Right.
Which requires their input.
Okay.
In light of that, and because they were not circulated, my recommendation to the board is that we
Continue it.
we continue the public hearing and we promptly recirculate. I am assuming that the Department of Health is not going to be interested in being lead agency, but they have not seen it because, again, we were not expecting that. I don't think the applicant was expecting that. So that would be our recommendation, is to leave the public hearing open to allow that circulation, and I can prepare a new notice.
Okay, yep, I agree with that. So, I need a motion to continue the public meeting?
I'll make that motion.
And second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. We'll continue the public meeting. And we'll continue to We'll say next month, but I'm not sure.
For the record, let's leave next month as the continuation date. I'm not expecting the applicant to renotice. If we need to adjourn it out one more time for that purpose, we can do that. But for tentatively, let's
Yep, next month.
continue it till the next month's meeting, which, Terry, that's the 25th? Do we have a meeting on the 25th?
Yes, we do. Yeah, 25th.
Yeah.
And I will provide an updated notice of circulation to you to get out ASAP. Okay?
It goes out to everybody again?
Yes, unfortunately.
You have to add the Department of Health as a involved agency,
Uh-huh.
a permitting agency on the notice.
Okay.
Good? Okay. So we need a motion to, should have done it together, but to open the regular meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second? Paul? All in favor? Okay. Meeting is open. All right, so now we want to, I guess, 573, Dave, do you want to open up with any of your comments?
Sure. I mean, there's a couple of minor comments that we have in there. I mean, most of the things that we talk about are informational. I mean, I think some of the things that maybe we want to just highlight. So correspondence came in recently from Mike Morganti indicating that he had met with the fire chief. They added a hydrant. So the plans originally called for one hydrant in front of the building. They're relocating that from the front left side to the front right side of the site. And they're adding another hydrant on the right-hand side of the building, I guess about midway back in from the front. And as we just discussed, that requires Orange County Department of Health approval as a water main extension. One of the other things I think that we were looking for from the fire chief, though, was confirmation that they're satisfied with fire access around the
Right.
building.
We haven't
So-
heard back, so this gives us time anyway, continuing.
To
the
do
meeting,
that,
so.
right, okay. And also, this requires New York State Department of Transportation approval. I think it would be good to have at least what they would call Phase 1 approval, which is just preliminary plans that the board can, be assured that New York State Department of Transportation has reviewed it and that they are finding the proposed driveway entrance acceptable. And I know that John Canning had done a review, and one of the things he had
left-hand
indicated
lane.
was that it's likely, maybe that DOT may be looking for a left turn lane on 17M. Again, the board may want to know that before proceeding
Right.
on the review. And then the last thing is other permits that are also needed, the Army Corps of Engineer and New York State DEC for wetland disturbance.
Okay. So Joel, are you in mid-conversation with the DOT?
Yes.
So can you kind of give us a quick update on that?
Had some comments, and they required for additional information that our traffic consultant was getting. I'm not sure, I didn't check today, but I think we resubmitted to the DOT to respond to their comments. But I will check on that, and we'll let you know, we'll update you on that.
Okay. Did they confirm a left-hand turn lane, do you know?
No.
Nothing,
Was a
okay.
discussion, but not, they were looking for more information in order to determine that.
Okay.
And I think just having that information, because part of what we need to do is, we're going on effectively an expanded EAF, and before you make your environmental determination, you're gonna wanna know, at least have some comfort level that DOT is going to, sign off on what's presented, because if
Right.
DOT doesn't have a comfort level, you do your negative declaration, we're gonna be back here reopening it anyway.
Right.
Where would they want the left
Do you,
turn?
do you think
17,
On the going into this?
Yes,
yes.
left-hand turning
The-
lane
they-
into here?
New York,
Is there enough space? Is
On the
it
right
wide
side.
enough there?
Yeah, I don't know.
that's up to the applicant.
Doesn't,
Yeah, that's
doesn't,
not our, I don't know.
doesn't look like.
But somebody will figure that part out.
Yeah.
The cemetery on the right-hand side would be right.
I mean, there's a, I know, David just commented on the fire department's comments, the hydrants were moved, the fire truck setup. I'd like to see a drawing on the fire truck setup. I don't know. It's a
Well,
narrow
the chief-
strip
I
of
mean, the chief
land,
is-
and when you put that hook and ladder in there to set that up, you need a lot of space.
Yeah, so we have, the chief, the comment I read, it's not, we need clarification from, because he had a comment that sounds like he was concerned,
Uh-huh.
but didn't clarify the concern, or if he was satisfied now, seeing the plan. So we just have to get that from him, and that's what we're waiting on.
In the future, these public hearings, should we invite those people here specifically?
No, not if they've done
But the comments
I
are
mean,
not,
everybody's invited, it's a public
I
meeting.
understand that, but the comments are not clear.
Right, so we like it to be much more clear because of what we do here.
Of course.
So we can get that clarified in writing though. And that's what we want it in writing.
Yes.
There is also comments from the village traffic consultant that required our traffic consultant to get more like collision analysis. That's information that they're looking from the state, and that takes some time. So this is one comment that we're working to address. And we didn't get the information. They're limited for privacy purposes. It was limited how to get this information, but we're working to get it.
Okay,
So it sounds like, given the situation and where they are in their
Might need
phase,
to-
that public hearing isn't the end of the world,
Right.
because they've still got homework to do. So
Correct.
we'll go down both paths simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did we also,
I'm not concerned about the dead people across the street that will come out, so.
did we also get the certificates of certification for one, additional sewage usage and 2, additional water usage?
so I asked Terry that earlier, on sewer capacity you're talking about, right? There was an open question there, so I don't think we did get anything on that, so,
So I can fill you in on that. So I had submitted that to the Orange County Sewer Department. They will review it, and based on the calculations, the district still has capacity for this development.
okay. They're gonna respond to you, I'm sure, in writing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're going to review it, comment it. Once, as soon as it is, then they put it on the list to issue the permits.
Yeah.
So
So it's in motion, Joe. Anything else you have, Dave, on that?
No, I think that hit the high points that I had.
All right. Liz, anything you have?
Just going through my notes here.
I think the SWIFT was submitted. Was that reviewed? And
Yes, yeah. And we completed the soils testing with Mike's office.
okay.
They submitted architectural, right?
Yep.
Materials, samples.
I think
You may wanna
everything
review
was
that.
submitted. Did they submit the samples? Yeah.
I don't have, my last memo was dated September 8th. I didn't prepare an updated memo, because we were on for public hearing and there wasn't any real technical submission. There were some architectural materials, but it's not something that warrants legal comment. So I'm not gonna repeat what, you guys have already had for me, on this. Again, I think the biggest concern is making sure that the traffic analysis and DOT is in order before we issue a negative declaration, on that issue.
Yeah, and, yeah.
So, and again, from a legal perspective, the biggest immediate is recirculating to incorporate DOH, and I'll circulate that tomorrow morning.
I guess I'll ask David one more question. As far as the wetlands, did we get DEC certification that there's no
Yes.
wetlands back there?
No, they have confirmation of the boundaries. They need to get a permit for disturbance within the buffer. And I can't remember if there was a small portion of wetland disturbance as well. There is, right?
Because of the drainage and the configuration, and we have a traffic consultant working on that. So he started on that. He's coordinating with the DC. We should have it shortly. So
Okay.
Our approval would be subject to that, and if they were unable to secure that permit from Army Corps, or DEC, excuse me, then our approval would not take effect.
Verbally, they said they don't see any issues because it's in the buffer. It's not the wetlands, it's just in the buffer, so.
DEC probably won't issue the permit until this board makes their secret finding.
Yes.
Yeah, they can't.
David, typically, what is the buffer to the wetlands?
What is the buffer? Typically, the New York State DEC regulates the wetland and everything within 100 feet of the wetland.
How many feet clear? Do they have to put a fence up?
Well, no, the
Being
DEC,
this is an office building, there's gonna be parking, people will be, it's very narrow, people are gonna be looking to go back there, turn around,
yeah, that'll be up to the DEC.
they'll be
They'll-
driving into the wetlands.
Right. They'll review the application and whatever protections they may feel are required, they'll make that part of the permit.
Okay, and you'll be checking that out.
Well, when it comes back from.
You'll be checking that
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think we've accomplished what we
Good.
can this evening.
So did the board have a chance to review the architecturals, or you want to wait to review that later?
That's,
Yeah, we're gonna wait to review that later,
Okay.
and,
Makes sense.
but we'll have it in,
So other than that, it turns out that your board is very productive. It's all the other agencies that we're waiting for.
yes, we feel good about that.
Exactly. So, okay. So
All right, that's
we'll
good, Joel.
hope the next meeting that we have the public hearing, we'll have much better updates and
Yep.
maybe about the traffic, like I think you're waiting from the fire department and a submission to the Department of Health for the fire hydrants.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Can we bring up the emergency services really quick? I'm just curious if there's anything that like is crucial or anything that they,
His response?
yeah, there was one that was just up there. You had,
Yeah.
says emergency services,
there it is.
just want to see several things pop out.
That was a great catch.
Okay.
I would have never.
Yeah, it's unusual, but that's the way it is. Sit there and some of them.
Honestly,
Basically, they did that.
just
Oh.
came up in Florida
300 feet.
because the fire district
Do you
actually
remember
wants.
Yeah, Sean told me about that today.
Yeah.
I wasn't at the meeting
Talking
with
about
Mike, and I didn't have got a update from Mike about it. So
I think Mike had a plan to meet the chief on site.
Mike did,
I
he
did.
circulated an email that he did meet the chief on site a couple weeks ago. He was not going to submit revised plans, he wanted to await
Oh,
the
yes.
public hearing.
Yes, yes,
Instead of
yes.
making one little change, he
Right,
wanted
he'll
to
make
gather all
everything
of
at
the
once.
comments,
Right.
make the change at once, which I have no objection to.
Right.
But they did have that on-site meeting. I think we just, what didn't
Okay, I
come
didn't
out
see
of,
that.
what didn't come out of the fire district is the circulation question and whether there's enough room. So we just need written
Right,
clarification
we
out
just
of
had to
that.
get clarified, yep.
So I will coordinate with Mike and make sure that at the next meeting, since there is no public comments, that we shall have that updated, so,
Okay,
and coordinate with the fire chief to finalize that.
sounds good.
Okay,
Okay.
Thank you very much.
okay.
Good night.
All right, you too, Joel.
Okay.
Thank you. I didn't see it either, but that doesn't mean anything. Right. Okay. 110, 114 stage. Since you're here, David, it's got to be yours. Dave, you want to start us off there?
Sure. Let me just pull my memo. You have a copy of this, I think, Dave, right? This was a memo from October 6th.
Yes, yes, we do.
Okay, so we'll go through this. Project involves the demolition of an existing structure and construction of a new 3-story office building. Prior submissions for this project were made in 2022, at which time the project was suspended due to a moratorium. Based upon the submitted materials, the building will have a total square footage of 15,900 square feet, with 2,650 square feet being for medical office and the remaining 13,250 square feet being general office. We have the following comments on the plans provided. Number one, the land use determination indicates that the proposed 35-foot high 3-story office building use is permitted in the CB district and subject to site plan review following 200-72. The applicant is proposing to combine 2 lots to create a single parcel with an area of 26,241 square feet. Number 2, project involves the consolidation of 2 lots into a single lot. Applicant shall provide evidence of the consolidation of the 2 lots in the Orange County Clerk's office prior to final site plan approval. Number 3, plan sheet C1 of the submitted plan set indicates that the boundary and topographic information shown is taken from a survey prepared by AFR Engineering dated August 25th, 2025. Copy of the signed and sealed survey map should be provided. Number 4, the location of all existing utilities should be shown on the existing conditions and demolition plan. And number 5, a total of 33 parking spaces are proposed, including 2 ADA accessible spaces. The parking calculations provided indicate that a total of 50.22 parking spaces are required. In accordance with 200-35B3, the developer is proposing to pay to the village a one-time fee for any shortfall in the number of parking spaces provided as compared to the number required. The planning board schedule of fees lists a fee of $625 per parking space, which would require a total fee of $11,250 in this instance. The planning board should consider this in reviewing the adequacy of the parking proposed. Number 6, per section 200-34B, a fire lane should be provided on the site plan. If a fire lane is not possible, the plan shall be presented to the fire chief for review and acceptance. Number 7, the plan indicates a proposed building height of 35 feet. Per the 2020 Fire Code of New York State, section D104, buildings exceeding 3 stories of 30 feet in height shall have not fewer than 2 means of fire apparatus access. Fire code defines building height as the vertical distance from the grade plane to the average height of the highest roof surface. Design engineer or architect shall confirm the height of the building. Number 8, the limited disturbance should be shown on the plans. Number 9, the EAF indicates that 0.5 acres are to be physically disturbed. The village code requires construction activities that disturb 0.5 acres or more to prepare a stormwater pollution prevention plan in accordance with specifications of Article 1 and Article 2 of Village Code, Chapter 168. Number 10, the EAF has indicated that the project is in the vicinity of northern long-eared bats. A note should be added to the plan in limiting tree clearing to November 1st to March 31st. Number 11, the applicant has submitted an existing conditions and demolition plan and a site plan. The applicant has indicated in their comment response letter that a grading, utility, landscaping, and lighting plan shall be provided as the site layout is deemed acceptable to the planning board. We anticipate having more comments as more information is provided. Number 12, a public hearing is required in accordance with Village Code 200-72E4. Number 13, once the general layout or configuration is made acceptable to the planning board, the application should be reviewed with emergency services. And number 14, the application requires referral to the Orange County Department of Planning based on its proximity to the Orange County Heritage Trail.
Okay. So, there's probably a lot of questions.
Do you want mine?
Yes, oh yes, if you want to go next.
Let's join the party here.
Sorry.
Can we move this at all, or is it it's just
We can
so
hear it fine.
awkward?
We can hear you fine.
You mean it's in your way?
Yeah.
Not sure. Give it a try. No idea.
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Oh, but we need it for when you talk.
Oh.
That's the thing. Can you move the? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Applicant's response to comment, and I'm going to try to skip over repeats of Dave's. Applicant's response to comments dated September 25th, 2025, indicates the applicant is seeking 18 off-site parking spaces through a payment in lieu of parking. Applicant shall confirm that this accounts for the removal of spaces as set forth in the memorandum of Jim Cox described above. And that memo is where he indicated that 2 spaces in front of the building would have to be, on-street spaces would have to be removed to accommodate fire access. So we need to review that. Planning board to evaluate the adequacy of parking in light of other area uses. Applicant to address the requirements of 200-44J and 245 H, I, and J, which relate to landscaping and the various parking lot requirements. Applicant to establish conformity with 200-34H as it relates to dumpsters and provide a detail on the site plan. dumpster to be screened in accordance with 234H so that it is not visible from the village right-of-way. He got the long-eared bats. And just to tack on to Dave's comments, because we had prior submissions from Civil Tech Engineering on a previous version of the application, I just would like the applicant to confirm that they're not planning on using those plans, so we can kind of push them. We're not relying on those plans as part of our discussion, because they haven't been updated to map. The plans either need to be updated for consistency, or we should be told to disregard those previous submissions. Does that make sense, Dave?
Oh, it does. Yes, we agree.
Okay, so we're disregarding those
We're
plans?
disregarding.
Okay.
The owner's not
Oh.
proceeding with those.
Okay. So you, Terry, you get to put those in dead storage or something. Okay,
Are you good, Liz?
that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, David, from the last iteration to this one, it's an add-on, so the building is expanded, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I would kind of like to use this meeting to reintroduce the project.
Mhm.
And I agree with everything that's been stated. So, we have to work through all that. The difference is with this layout, if you go to the C2 plan from the previous one back in February of last year, yes, it's been that while, is we relocated the driveway entrance to bias the south side of the property, where before it was more towards the center of the parking lot. We relocated the dumpster because to satisfy the zoning code regarding the distances and outside the setback requirements, and also because at that time the planning board was concerned about the truck being able to access the dumpsters, because we had originally placed it on the east side of the property, that's to our right. So now here it has easy access in and out. But I know we have to embellish and design the enclosure and things like that, but at least that area does satisfy the zoning code, and it satisfies the planning board's thoughts at that time of easy accessibility for the containers. Also, we did delineate the parking spaces per the zoning code, which was not done at the previous time, and we have further defined the square footage of the building or building area. And just the design has to be further enhanced. We realize that. We'd like to proceed with this layout, if it works for the board. In a general sense, it's something that we could start to develop further in design, and also to distribute and get comments from the fire department and emergency services and whatever other agencies involved. To go one step further, well, do you want to stick with that? I want to go into the stormwater just for a moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Do we have any renderings of what this building will look like yet?
no, we're just starting, basically.
Because we're right here in the historical district, right? I mean, is it going to be?
It's not in the historical district, we did confirm. It's close, but it's
It's right there, right here, right?
It is, but the historical district ends, it's not in the historic district. I
I
did.
was surprised at that too.
Yeah.
I even told Elizabeth, you got it.
He doesn't believe me. I'll pull it up again.
But it's,
Yeah, you'd think it would be because of where
Yeah,
it's
we looked at
located.
We did. I promise, Dave and I both, I have a witness, Dave
Yeah,
was
no,
with me
you
when I
showed
pulled
me
it up.
too. It was just
But
like.
we had a prior rendering of this, that we.
Yeah,
Again,
so
that's
one
why I
of them
asked the
actually-
applicant,
yeah.
that's why I asked the applicant if they were relying on that or if they were not. The answer is they're not, so you can put that rendering out of your head.
Right, so it's gotta all be,
So they're not relying on that work.
I can tell you the building will be beautiful, that I can guarantee.
It's gonna be 3 stories though?
Well, we're proposing 3 stories right now, but that doesn't mean that it has to be 35 feet. A story.
Well, I'm concerned about with the storage and how many people you're gonna, 18 spaces on the street. are
Yes.
A lot of spaces.
we're gonna
That's
get
what-
to that.
Oh, we're gonna get to that?
Yes, but I wanted, you wanted to go with the,
I have one more thought I want to put out
Yes.
there, just to think about all the beards. Huh? I feel I'm not going to shave now this week. Look at this.
well, you know, I asked Dave about that, and he said, you know, he's more professorial, and he told me I'm old looking.
I think it was the other way around.
You look like Hemingway just before the suicide, actually.
Oh, good. Well, since the Yankees didn't make the series, I mean, we should all be in mourning, sackcloth and ashes, right? You don't have this plan, so you're at a disadvantage, and we just got it recently. We did find a stormwater connection down on Smithfield Court towards the library. It's quite a ways down. I mean, you're not going to be able to see, but if you can imagine towards the library in Smithfield Court, it is on the property. It's not in the street. And there is an 8-inch pipe that travels towards our site.
So it's across the street
No,
and down the street.
no, it's on the same side as the school, right here.
Yeah,
Okay, and down towards the library, on this side of the street.
okay.
But it's not in the street. It's on the property. So we would have to traverse 2 or 3 properties to dig that out, to manage the stormwater on this site, or dig up the street to connect to that stormwater catch basin, or perk the ground and keep everything on site. And-
Well, a lot of this has to do with the total area of disturbance, right? Because the
Exactly.
village code requires a
We're gonna-
stormwater pollution prevention plan if you're over half an acre of disturbance.
Yeah, we're right there.
Right, but we don't have a grading plan yet.
So, okay. So, I mean, any thoughts on that at all? I mean, the ownership of Smithfield Court, I mean, we're talking about digging up probably like 500 linear feet of street to bring an 8-inch pipe.
Well, that
in.
wouldn't be ideal, but, I mean, again, I think it starts with, what are you doing on your site? What's your area disturbance? What are you subject to in terms of the regulations of the village? And then we go from there, we look at it from there. But, I mean, do you know, are you gonna be over half an acre, or are you gonna be under half an acre?
Limits of disturbance will probably be right at that threshold. I mean,
So-
we're at 0.668.
So
I
if
think
it's
the total
over,
acreage.
you've got stormwater requirements that the village has that you'd have to address.
That answers my questions. You know, I wanted to just get feedback on that, that's all.
Right.
I mean,
So-
because I'd rather, if we do go beyond the threshold, I think my gut feeling is to try to keep it on site with underground tanks, storage tanks, and let it perk it and have an overflow somewhere.
And then you have to test the soil, right?
Right.
There's requirements for that.
Fortunately, it's not paved, the whole parking lot's not paved, so
Right.
there are areas that we could dig and test the soil.
So David, going, what Barbara had said, back to the parking, so it looks like you have about 60% or 65% of the parking on site. The rest
We-
you're thinking,
33 on site, correct.
yeah, so then you're looking at 18, maybe even 20, depending what the fire department does with those other 2 that Jim, in the last iteration,
Correct.
said they may need to use, right, or have cleared from there.
Well, I have a thought on that. The fire code does allow a 150-foot expansion of the area if the building meets certain criterion, such as it's fully sprinkled, or a full sprinkler system. It's in. I know the reference was made to what was it? Section in the back, the D section. But if you do go through the fire code and look at the section 500, there are other criteria we could use that I think might allow those spaces to remain.
Okay, so even if it's remaining, so then you're from 20 to 18, let's say,
Correct.
right? So with the 18, where are you thinking those spaces will locate, those 18 that need to be off-site?
I would imagine along Mill Pond Parkway. I mean, because those spaces are almost always empty.
Along Mill Pond Parkway?
Yeah.
No, they're probably gonna go on that same street.
Yeah, why would
They're
they,
not gonna walk over there, and that's gonna interfere with all the other business that are there, that are already using those spots. 18 spots on the street is a lot of spots. And to get them to go to Mill Pond from there, that's not gonna happen.
well, it's also a medical building, right?
Partial, yeah.
So the lot's full, people are coming, and they're not, you know, ambulatory, they're struggling. How far are they gonna have to go to get there?
Well, I think if we further the design, we can allocate spaces on site specifically for the medical suites and differentiate that from general business. That might be an
So
option.
it's not all medical?
No. No, I'm under the impression this was partial.
I was under the other impression.
No, I think it's
Is it
divided
partial?
based on
Right.
the parking count.
Yeah.
But the board is more than welcome to request as part, we have not even started our seeker process. We were waiting for an updated EAF. In light of the number of the number of parking spaces relative to the total required, I would, you certainly can ask the applicant to provide a traffic study that addresses
The parking.
both, because again, there will be traffic impacts, both the vehicular traffic as well as the parking, and whether the additional spaces are realistic. It is, I read the code that it's discretionary. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna buy, it's an ask. It's discretionary whether the parking is adequate for the proposed intended use.
Let me
So,
ask you, if you went down to 2 stories, would you have more adequate parking? Would your parking then fit if it was just a 2-story building?
Well, if it's, right now we're at 50, so divided by 3 is what, 16 per floor? I mean, just as a
Okay.
general concept, 16, 17 per floor. So it would take the 50 down to 34.
Yeah, and what are you proposing on site, 33?
Yes.
Right, so it would help.
Yeah.
You're looking for one-offs, off.
Right, it's just an option, just curious on my part.
No, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
mean,
I think the
we-
last
we Get
iteration-
the project,
I think the last iteration, I could be wrong, but it was close to, I think it was 33 or 30. Do you remember, Liz, on that?
on,
I want to say it was 33 spots on the original.
give me a second,
So-
let me pull it up.
When we were talking on March 11th, 2024,
Now, I'm talking about the one before that.
they had
Give me a second.
37 spaces, they needed 51.
Right, so I'm talking about the one before that. I think it was Larry Torr, I'm not even sure.
Give me a second, I'm not that quick. I'm quick, but I'm not.
I think it was,
The other thing is your medical office is driving up.
yes.
The
The
last,
number of
the
spaces,
original
too.
proposal
Exactly,
did
yeah.
not have medical office.
It's
It
got
had,
almost twice the generation rate. It's 5 spaces per 1,000 square feet, whereas general office is 2.79 spaces per 1,000 square
Right,
feet.
it's almost twice as much, right?
and that's consistent too, if you think about it, John Canning's study on 573 noted that the traffic analysis worked for that particular building to remain general office, not medical office.
Right.
And that's why we're suggesting for that particular project, listing it as a condition of approval.
Yes.
Same type of thing here. I don't think that solves all of his problems, but I think it helps.
Condition of approval is the general office space.
He used a less intense use. So smaller and less intense use. The last application had 43 on-sites. Now, that was a preliminary application and wasn't fully fleshed out, but they could get 43. The building was smaller.
Right. You're going back to, not 24, but before that, 19, I think it was.
This site plan, this was when Larry Toro was presenting it. It was,
Probably 19,
hold on.
Before COVID.
I think so.
Yeah, May 2019 is the date of this plan.
May what?
May of
2019.
2019.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think the parking is gonna be a big thing. I think the SWIP is gonna be big too, because that's, I mean, if you're at that threshold, if you're,
Well, we have to start somewhere, you know, so, you know, we're looking for a general layout that's everybody's seen, let's put it that way,
yeah.
you know, and then start generating design from that.
Yeah, and then it's gotta be, you know, in character with what's on the street,
Oh, of course.
you know, so, as you know.
I don't think, given the conceptual nature of the, where we are, I don't think we're quite ready to start that lead agency process.
No.
Because if we were to do it right now, it would be a pause deck and it would go to it. But, I think it needs to be more fully fleshed out, before we can
Yeah, I think so too.
make that determination.
I definitely agree,
Yeah.
without question.
Okay, I mean, what else do you want from us that we haven't addressed?
The meaning of life.
We can do that too.
No, that's it. I mean, quite honestly, we just wanted to reinitiate the project. Previous, as Elizabeth mentioned, previous renderings of the project, parking didn't work with the zoning, the setbacks didn't work, so we got that all worked out. You know, this basically works with the zoning code, well, except for the parking on the street. I mean, but with the setbacks, with the layout of the parking.
And you need the elevations.
The elevations, we had, just waiting for the surveyor to certify the survey so we can officially submit it. It'll be a part of our submission. And he did do the grading. He did cite the existing grades and actually located the stormwater for us. So we will have that. I'm hoping that'll be worked out before the next meeting so we can give you a signed copy of it.
Where is the revised?
You know, I do think too, not that this would matter, but most of the parking, just trying to think if they went out and went on to, you know, Lakes Road there, that's, I think most of that's, you pay the parking there, right, too, I believe.
That's a ways too.
It's a little ways.
If it's a medical building, it's a ways to.
No, I get that, yeah, I get it. I'm just thinking, you know,
Probably closer than Mill Pond, but.
right.
I'm just thinking this area here is just less crowded, you know, less congested. And I'm thinking it might serve, this street might serve well for that building.
Well, the problem is, though, you're talking about this street meaning Stage.
No,
Mill
no,
Pond?
not, it's not Mill Pond. I tell you, it's a hard name to keep in my head. It is,
One way there?
what's that?
The one way?
Smith?
Smithfield Court.
Isn't that the one that goes down between the libraries?
The one way, the one way, right?
Right, Smithfield Court is right here.
Yeah.
Or is it
Yeah.
two-way or one way?
It's two-way.
It is two-way, okay.
No, it is one way.
Okay.
It is
I
one
thought
way.
it was.
And
Yeah, it is.
also, a lot of that parking is reserved for the police department. That's already
Only in
allotted.
the beginning.
It's on-
Yeah, okay, but that's, still maybe you just got a handful of parking spots there. It's not a lot.
I'm not debating that. I understand.
Okay.
Okay,
That's it.
we'll look at the, for the next submission.
I don't even know if that's a public
Absolutely.
street. I don't even know if that's a public street.
Have a good evening, everyone.
You too, David.
Take care.
All right, I think we have some, minutes.
Do you want to do the regulatory extension first?
Oh, yes, we do.
What's that?
So we have, an extension that has come in, from the Islamic Center. That, you know, if we wanna give them an extension up to 6 months or something, just, you know, I think it's in motion. It's been in, I'm not sure we missed it or if it was. But we have an extension, asking for an extension.
They have been actively working on the project.
Yeah,
They've been finalizing their outside agency approvals. I know I've been in fairly consistent communication. They've just run out of time.
What did they decide to do with the bond? Did they post the bond?
So, I spoke to Ryan Nasher actually this afternoon. The issue is, they started to process the bond themselves as the property owner, and their organization simply doesn't have enough collateral to get a bond of that size. There's not any improvements on the property, it's vacant land, as a vacant land parcel, it doesn't have a lot of value. So they're hoping to rely on the resources of whichever contractor they choose to achieve that bond, and I defer to them. It still remains one of their obligations, but that's been the biggest hurdle. I did remind them of the change to the local law that would enable them to phase. That does require time and money to come back and get a phasing
right,
plan
you
that's
keep coming
approved.
back, yeah.
So they're hoping they can figure it out without coming back, because they're trying to be as cost effective as
So
possible.
what does that mean or look like to have the contractor? That means contractor puts up the money?
They have a bond securing that the work will be completed.
That means they put up the money. Wow.
Or they put up
I
the
want to know where they can
security.
get that contractor.
They put up the security. I can't speak to the approach. That's the approach they're trying to take. They're trying to explore different avenues, but that's right now the biggest hurdle that they're having as of this moment. I have no objection to a 6-month extension.
Okay.
Why did we deny the last guy who came before us for an extension? On Still Road.
Well, because he was like 6 months late,
These guys are what, 2 or 3 months late?
too. But we gave them the extension, given a couple of projects out. That's why it's, a difficulty. This one, not this one that we're talking about, but the last one,
On Still Road?
yeah, it was, it
He
was,
hasn't done it, he hadn't acted on anything either. And meanwhile, the Islamic Center, they're actively
yeah.
pursuing.
And it's not just that, it's just that there's been a lot of these projects, and that's what we're trying to curtail with particular, people. So, it's, yeah, I mean, there's work going on, there's all that, so, it's just a matter of when, getting that. Don't know if they'll be able to get the other stuff anyway in 6 months.
And then what'll happen, they'll look for another extension?
They could,
I have seen projects come for extensions, particularly in subdivisions where it's more mission critical. I have seen them come every 90 days for 10 years to maintain the approval. Either market conditions, whatever the case may be. But I have seen it.
Which they can be denied, obviously, right?
They can be denied, particularly if there's a significant change in circumstances. Here, there's no significant, we haven't changed our zoning that would, all of a sudden the project's no longer, approvable under our zoning.
Right.
So,
so up to the board. Need a motion.
I make a motion to grant the extension.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain?
I'll vote for the ayes.
Okay. It carries? Unanimous? I'm just gonna say there too, about that. So, Liz, did that go, that's now did that phasing go through?
yes,
the board?
it was adopted by the village board and it was filed. So that is a
So,
possibility.
do me a favor, because I know what it is, but explain, I'm not sure the board knows what that is? And if you do, just correct
Well, we
me.
talked about it as to provide comment. That's the same local law. There wasn't any significant change to the local laws as we presented our
No, but
comments.
how an applicant can phase it now, phase.
So they would provide a phasing plan of the project, and then would assign a value, just like you do a cost estimate, you do a cost estimate for each phase, and then,
And then you only bond that phase.
you only bond phase one. You can't get out of phase one until phase one is fully complete, and then you gotta bond phase two.
Right.
And, or you roll the bond over. So let's say the bond is $100,000, you finish phase one, you can now roll the $100,000 into
to
phase two, instead of having all, whatever number of phases
Right.
there are. This one's a little harder, in my mind, the Islamic Center is a little bit harder to phase because of the scale. You know, if it was a, multi-building, multi-family, okay, we're gonna do building one, that's phase one. Building
Again-
two,
Again, Elizabeth, you can still break it up into pieces. We should request an updated schedule as part of that motion, because if they want to phase it, and through our inspectors and so on, foundations can be first, ground clearing can be first, which they pretty much have done that already. You take a look at the foundation setting, then you say major structure, and then finish the project, 3
Yeah,
phases.
I think
Well,
they
just to be clear, they are not
David, what do you-
requesting
David,
phases.
what do you think?
Right, and they typically wouldn't bond the foundations. These are for site improvements that are essentially
Correct.
building walls out. So
Correct.
it would be, all the site disturbance, grading, landscaping, drainage, water, sewer, sidewalks,
Mhm.
lighting, those types of things. But the building's not included in it. And they have the option of applying to the board, given the fact that the village board adopted this local law. They have the option of coming back with a phased plan for consideration of the board to, maybe work it in a way that their bond is more, feasible for them. But as of right now, I don't believe we have received that.
Dave, do they come up with the phasing, or who comes up with
So
the
they would propose what they want to do, and we would review that, and the board would review it, and, that would be a consideration for approval, and they'd have to come back at every stage of
Right.
completion of every phase. But yeah, it makes it, I think, more feasible for them, but there's some
More hoops to
additional
jump through,
administrative
yeah.
work and plan preparation by their design engineer and those things.
Ultimately, it's on the applicant. Right now, they're trying whatever creative approaches on their side without coming to us for a phasing request. They have not made that.
Yeah, I think it
So,
increased the cost overall.
So we're, we'll have to see what they want to, it's the applicant's burden to
But
figure out.
as part of that motion, we should ask for the revised, updated schedule. David?
That's, I think it's up to them. They're not obligated to submit to this board unless you want to require them as part of your decision to grant them an extension, that they have to provide you with a schedule, but they're not under any obligation to come back for phasing. That's their option.
Right, if they exercise the option,
That's their option, but still, I think we should still ask for a schedule of events.
talk about like a building out of when they're gonna start.
Build out now. We gave them the 6-month extension.
I don't know if you're gonna get something, Joe, that would satisfy, I don't know, because it's,
But you know what it does? It gives them a definite start date.
Well,
No.
they're, in my understanding, in the process of bidding out contractors, so it's gonna be hard for them to provide at right this moment. And certainly if they come back to you for another extension, you're certainly well within your rights to say, how have you moved the project along? But right now, they're interviewing, contractors and bidding that out. And so I don't know necessarily that they have that schedule until they get the results from their efforts to bid out the project.
Will they have that by February? Should they have it?
I don't know, and
I would say if they're bidding it out now,
Yeah.
they
Okay,
should.
so we should know by February then, I think.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
depends on what the bidding sequence is, then their engineer evaluates the bids and they make a decision.
it also, there's so many other, and, factors. If the market, takes a tanks or whatever, and they run out of money, and that happens all the time. So we've granted the extension, and certainly we can ask that information about how they've moved the project along. Okay?
Okay,
okay.
make that amendment.
So you're saying make an amendment, make it,
That we need to know some sort of timing.
you're saying when February rolls around?
What I
When
can
this-
do is, I can tell,
Even beforehand.
I can tell Ryan that to provide, if he needs another extension, to provide that information to the board. I can tell Ryan that.
Yeah, I think you give it now, because I don't know, until you get your contractor, what are you gonna say?
I mean, goes like Fred just had the same a similar question.
No, I
Yes,
know,
it's alpha bids, yep, the bids take anywhere between something like this, probably 6 to 8 weeks.
well,
Got
at least-
evaluate bids by the owner's engineer. Another 2-4 weeks,
no, I'd say it's-
David?
Well, I mean, I don't remember the exact number on
Everything
this,
takes
but the
time.
bond that they had to come up with, I think, might have been something in the range of 1.2 million, is that, am I remembering what that number was? It was a sizable bond.
What was the cost?
What, was 700,000?
Yeah.
Something,
It's
okay.
not
But-
an insignificant number.
But it's a lot. It's a big bond that as a not-for-profit, they have difficulty coming up with. I mean, it's their responsibility to do it. I think if you want to get a schedule from them, you can ask that. I would suggest that. You'd let them know that you'd like that with the next, if they need another extension.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I don't
as of
think
right
we'll
now,
get-
they
I don't
need
think
an
we'll get
extension,
anything on this
otherwise it's
extension,
expired.
You know what I mean? Because they're just, all they're doing is bidding out. So they're moving,
Yes, they're showing
yeah,
progress.
right, it's just a matter, but then you can get something, once they have that builder in place,
Mm-hmm.
so when they need the next extension, you can say, what's the plan?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that'd be great,
Okay, we can take it one step at a time.
yeah.
All right, I'll relay that message to Ryan.
Yeah, right.
I show an open stop work order issued on that property on 3/20/25.
For what?
Demolition.
They failed to secure, I'm looking into it now, failure to take out a species permit, we don't have a signed site plan. Says approved site plan needed, species permit needed, signed site plan will be needed to post bond.
Well, they need the bond.
To get the signed site
Right.
plan.
But there's just so you know, there's a stop work order on
Right,
that.
I think they did demolition, demolished, I think, the old house, right?
Yeah, 3/20/25 was issued.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think we got called in the middle of that.
Yes, we did.
Yes, I remember this. And, yeah, somehow it did get straightened out, but I don't know, but it should have come to you then to be straightened out.
It's not correct, it's open in the computer.
And it-
Brian was involved in that.
Yes, Brian's the issuer.
Yeah, I remember Brian being involved in that.
Okay.
And they do have the speedies permit. I'm fairly certain they do have the speedies permit.
Okay.
If you don't
Well,
have a
yeah,
copy
check
of that, you can.
That was
you
the
can ask them.
issue,
That
was
the
they
issue,
didn't have the speedies
They
permit.
didn't have it. That was the issue.
They probably didn't close it out. I think that issue's been resolved.
I'll find out tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes.
In between that thing, is it like 2 November?
Yeah, there was some crazy thing we had to do, like we had to meet to sign the plans. Had to do with the
Right,
speedies
but-
permit and everything else.
But the plans ought not be signed until you have a bond. The code requires the bond.
No, I think, hold on. Let's
Isn't
get
that a
minutes.
condition of the approval?
I think it's conditional building permit.
I don't think so, but okay.
I'll double check. Why don't we get to our minutes so that we,
That's important to know.
Sorry.
Does Brian have any notes on there at all, Ron? Or I don't know what you're looking at exactly.
Just that, just those comments are right there.
Okay. It's interesting. Yeah, maybe you can ask him when you see him. You'll probably see him tomorrow, I guess.
Just email them the
Okay.
form first thing tomorrow morning and I'll have them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's great.
Prior
Signing.
to signing the map.
Yep.
So the code requires the bond
Before that.
prior to signing of the site plan.
Well, this resolution
Right.
requires prior to signing the site plan.
Now, am I wrong to say we signed that?
I don't remember. I'll have to dig through my emails.
We signed it. And I wouldn't have done it unless I got the sign off from you.
I'll have to go through.
Yeah, take a hard look. Because I remember Dave signed off on your stuff, Dave, because I remember, and then I remember we had this conversation about the speedies permit, that it could be, you know, there's a way to fix that.
But also, remember, a demo permit is not necessarily contingent on the site plan. Construction is, but a demo
No,
permit
but
is.
I think I signed the site plan.
I will have to go through.
Yeah, take a look. 'Cause that
I'm
would
not
be-
that good.
How do we unsign it?
Is there an auto pen scanner? Planning board?
No, mine was real. I showed up for that.
Terry, sign a thing on your behalf, you don't know?
There's my auto pen. Oh, gosh.
That was in March, right?
I'll have to go back through my emails. I'm not gonna find the answer to this instant.
But the building departments have a stop work order on it. They can't do anything until they resolve those issues. Have site plan signed, which requires the bond, and provide proof of issuance of speedies permit.
That was Speeds.
Speedies, yeah, S-P-D-E-S.
It's a, yeah, it stands for something. What does it stand for?
State Pollutant Discharge Elimination System.
Yeah, so it's initials, actually. So don't try to spell it, because it won't work.
Yeah, it's their stormwater permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the other, they have demolition permits that were approved, tree room permit that was approved. They're all closed. There's no open permits in the property now. At all. Just the stop work order.
All right, well, let's approve some minutes while, so we have.
That's the letter saying.
I don't.
We don't specifically say bond usually.
All right, so we have 5/12/25, and anybody
And
out there absent that day?
Which
he
one?
was absent.
No one was? So 5/12/25, we need to approve. Does anybody want to make the motion? Okay, Fred,
Bond amount,
and second?
but not the
I'll
bond.
second it.
Correct.
Barb? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, they pass.
And
5/27,
Fred, Paul, and Keith were absent.
Fred, Paul, and Keith. And Marilyn's not here, which means we can't approve
Yeah,
that
two
set,
days.
so.
Kick it.
Kick it to the next one. And then we have
The ninth,
6-9.
just Fred was absent.
Okay, Fred will abstain.
Sorry, guys.
All in favor? Well, no, we need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Paul makes motion for 6-9 and second.
Second.
Okay, I think I heard Barb on that. And all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that passes. It's approved. 7-7. 25.
Barbara and Marilyn were absent.
Okay, Barb will abstain on that one. And need a motion to
I'll make the motion.
Cluster.
Paul.
Second.
And Fred?
750,000 times 2.
All in favor?
Bank requires twice
And
because it's a
opposed.
religious,
Okay,
not-for-profit, I think.
need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I saw that.
Fred?
That's why I have one for 2 in my head.
I think Fred makes most of the motions to adjourn.
Fastest.
He's quickest to the gun.
Next
No,
meeting,
for a
you'll
nonprofit
probably
bond,
have,
kind of bond, it's tough.
West Haven
You just started, Paul.
for $250.